Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus and we are doing tutorials. We're doing masterclass tutorials and we are going to start off where I left off in one of my previous one with the early game hub. And I'm sure that, well, first of all, thank you very much for all of the kind words and supports as a result of that one. It's really good to see that there are still people starting over and wanting to get a perfect, awesome start, optimized start. And now I know that a lot of people have been asking me, like, come on, continue. What are we going to do from here? And that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to extend this one in two stages. First, we're going to add a few more things once we have steel and glass. And then I'm going to show you how you change it from being something that just gets fed by this into something that both requests from and provides into interstellar logistics station. Or you can use planetary station, logistics station if you don't have those yet. So that is the objective for today, and I'm going to start here just at the dawn, so we at least have a bit of time before everything breaks up. The first thing we're going to do is something that is not really me, I guess, because it's more of a hack. Oh, by the way, I'm also providing all the blueprints, so if you have any problems, blueprints are there. Blueprints are designed so you can make them at this tech level, so they're not going to be gigantic blueprints of all of it, but it'll be broken down. So now we're going to do something here. I'm going to take that away. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to change this because I never use solar. So I'm just going to reroute this one. It is a hack. It's a hack. Yes, it is a hack that we are going to do. And that's actually interesting. We have at least some of those yet. And it is a hack that I'm going to do because I need to get stuff going until we make the next product, the next bit. And then I'm also, do I need to do it? No, I don't need to do that yet. I'm going to go into my blueprints and I'm calling it mid-hub extension, something I'm going to call it. Here there are 8 blueprints that we'll be walking through. Will probably be a few more added before the end of this video. So here you have something, you can see it has like hooks to hook up directly into something existing. What if we do that? Now what is this I'm doing? And also this is important, this one is filtered, so it makes sure that it's filtered to electric motors. So the electric motors are going in here, and we are now getting these upgraded to Mark II sorters. Then I want to make sure that I have Mark II belts and Mark III sorters. Mark III sorters require turbines, Mark II belts require turbines. I am assuming that by now you have turbines built somewhere. If you don't, well, you can't do this upgrade, and then you can just ignore it. But it's really good to get this upgrade going. It's something you really need early in the game. So get those. Yes, it's a hack because you have to put in here. So honestly, I was looking at it, and when I played it, it was like so much easier instead of dragging belts across the world. But just grab a full inventory, put it in here, be happy, come back and replenish it after whenever you just come back and pick up some more. Go in and check if this is running out and then bring in some more. It's super simple, and I think it's the easiest way to do it because this is early game. You are just doing blue science and working your way towards the red science. I have the red science tech, so I will be trimming these down, that's important, to exactly the same length here. And now I'm ready to put the next part. The next part will be, and this is why I have put the Tesla tower right here. It is a very specific purpose, and if you've done it any other way because you think it's clever, then you're not going to be in for a good time, because this little hook, again, you can see there is a hook that matches in and it goes perfectly in here. I love how these blueprints tag together. By the way, it's super difficult to make, but it is gonna be it can be done. So what I'm doing now is, you can see here the gears have stopped progressing, and right now here the coils are stopping progressing, and also on the other side iron is stopping progression here. And then what I will be getting in is I'll get steel on this side and I will get glass on that side. And there are some things like this one that requires plasma exciters, and those can be made externally, but in the beginning you don't need a lot of them. So let's just build it like this, and you'll eventually have what you need. Maybe also just make sure that you don't overbuild all of these things. That's up to you. But it's going to be building once you have a bit of glass coming in. We will be building the next part, mid-game hub extension, that one. Now it looks super simple because I'm just stamping down blueprints, but I gotta tell you, it takes a while to do this. And look at that, I used the new memo function just for you, so you know exactly what's coming in on each belt. I hope you appreciate it. There we go, and that comes in. So that memo function, I told on the stream that it was completely useless, I would never use it, and then one day later, I'm gonna use it. But that it makes perfect sense because it's good to put on blueprints so you can see in the blueprint what you're supposed to put where. Now let's have a look at the glass. The glass is coming in. The glass is going in here, making some prisms, slowly, but it is making prisms. The prisms go over here, and they make some plasma exciters. Plasma exciters will go in and be picked up at these locations. Plasma exciter, not plasma exciter, and plasma, not plasma exciter. They go in here and fill up. Yes, this one is making, so just want to see that we're getting the first one in. And there we go. So that is now getting done. What you need to do, of course, is to have a steel production and a glass production, but you'll need those anyway. And I've just put it into a interstellar logistics station, but that's not how it's going to be for you. You will be making it just somewhere else and dragging a belt here. So what we've done at this point, we've taken our previous very early beginner hub. It's still just being fed by all of this down here, and now also a bit of glass and steel from the other side. And they will now add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 additional things. You might be thinking like, what about all the rest of it? And of course there are a ton of things that are not produced, like some of the more advanced things. Obviously they don't belong at this point. They'll be built in my third iteration of the hub that is called, well, I don't know what it's called, my global hub. And that will take care of all the rest of the items you need to build. But these are the items that are needed in the early to mid game. As you scale up, go into the oil, for example, and progress into doing chemical plants, so you can get towards the yellow science. And again, I'm just using this logistic stations so that it becomes easier for us to do that. So this is how it works, and it is just actually just chugging along. You build a lot of these. Remember, they do take a bit more materials, so you might be draining a lot of the belt here, and not a lot will go down to the other side. But if it's in an idle state when you start, it should be fine, and it will be because it's been running. And of course, here you can see the issue. This one is just using all of them, and well, maybe in the beginning you don't want to have so many of these because they're actually not great in the beginning, but maybe a few. So this is the first mid extension, and from here the next part is, as you can see, night is falling. That's perfect time for us to transition into the next part, and this is a bit later in the game when you have just rushed your first yellow science and you want to now make sure that this is available from anywhere. One of the key problems is you have to get here to pick up stuff from these boxes. If you have it available in an interstellar logistics station, you can pick it up from anywhere on the world, and that's super convenient. So that's why we want it, for two reasons. We want to be able to pick it up from anywhere from the map view, anywhere here. You can see they can pick it up. And also we want to make sure that when we get to other planets, we want to be able to request things to those planets from this hub here, so we don't have to build this hub at all locations. Cool. So that is the first stage. We are going to take a look at the next one when dawn comes around. Now let's imagine we are a lot later in your starting phase. You've completed your red science and you've just completed your first yellow science, and you are ecstatic about the prospect of having interstellar logistics stations available. So what it is now time to upgrade our hub, so we make all the stuff we made in this little tiny hub here available to other stations as well, or other planets in your same system as well, and even beyond that later on. So that's the objective. In order for us to do that, we need to clear out some things, move some things, and remove some things. So one of the first things I'm going to do is just simply take this out. I'm going to take this out because I'm going to need the space for something else. The idea here is that we will be having some locations here, there, here, and then we'll be grabbing stuff into this, and you can see that they can't be placed next to each other, and you can of course place them closer if you use planetary logistics, but then you can't get them outside of your own solar system, so that's not great. But what I want to do is I want to stamp down a blueprint, because the first thing I want to do is get rid of my hack here, and therefore I need a dedicated location to take care of upgrading belts, sorters, and assemblers. So let's have a look at this one. This is one that is kind of built for late game and kind of built for now, so it's a bit of a mix, and I'll explain why, what, and how. You can see this is as close as it can be placed thanks to that one. And let me just see, did I misplace it? No, I did not misplace it. Okay, let's take a look at what is actually being built here. So you can see here, these are yellow assemblers because we are not really building these yet. But we're using the green belts, the Mark II belts, and the Mark III sorters because that's what I assume that you have built already. Look at how funny they are, like really bit of quirky here. Now what you can see here is that I request the belts inbound. Let me just get rid of all of that. There. Then I'm getting the requesting these inbound, and I'm also requesting some electric motors and some electromagnetic turbines. Over here, this is for much later on, but you might as well just have it here. I don't imagine that you have any of these. You can maybe you got the processors and the graphene. In that case, you can upgrade to Mark II assemblers. But the idea here is that it is ready to make it, the latter ones. But right now, I'm sneaking it by. So instead of when I make the Mark II belts, instead of putting it in here, I'm also putting it around on this up and down belt, sneaking it in here, and then getting it into this location, which is now ready for having conveyors, Mark III sorters. There's no reason to ever use Mark II sorters. They're simply superseded, I guess, by the Mark IIIs and the Mark II assemblers. So this one will be ready and good. Now, of course, you're not going to have these into your interstellar logistics yet, but we are going to this. Also, when I do one of these things, I set all of them to local so that you control when they start requesting. So that means once this is done, we will actually be able to get some production of those things inbound. Let's do that. I am going to trim these lines down. And then we're going to go back to this one. This also needs to be upgraded. There are a number of things that I want to take out, such as this one. This does not exist anymore. It will now be coming in from this side because I'm going to assume that you're getting it inbound at this location from anywhere else on the planet you're making it. Other things that you don't need anymore or you don't want anymore is actually this part. What? But you just built it. I know. But it was a hack. I promise you it was a hack. So we can simply go back and replace it with what it was before. That one as well. You will have a dedicated location to build these kind of things somewhere on your planet. And you can maybe just go back to building beautiful little wind turbines should you ever want to get that. Last thing we want to do in unhacking this is cleaning out this belt. You actually want to remove all of this part, but I don't bother because then it just feels... No! There we go. There, I'll just move this back. All of this replaced, redundant, irrelevant. We just take it out like this. Goodbye. Interesting how so much of this did not actually get rid of it. I'll just get rid of this as well, so we can get these out. And take these out. We just want to get this ready so you can see that I don't want it anymore. Kill all of that and X. There. All this is now gone. So what are we gonna do now? Well, at this point, we are going to upgrade the whole damn thing to get better belts. And you should have this. You're going to be upgrading sorters, belts, and facilities. Whether you do it now or you do it later, it's kind of irrelevant because right now you've just basically killed everything. But I'm going to do it now because I've saved up all the stuff I want. So let's go through this one and upgrade it only one tier. So it goes up to Mark II for everything. Stupid inventory. There. Looking good. And kill whatever I have there. And then I'm going to take sorters. They will also be upgraded one more level because I don't want to use Mark II sorters. I only want to move Mark III sorters. There you go. You probably don't have to do it this way. And what else? We'll kill some of these things. There. Right. So now we are ready to add our new blueprints. They will be coming in here. So this is on a mid-hub extension. You can see we have these. This is supposed to be read as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the best way I can indicate 5, but iconographic. We're going to take this one and we are simply going to stamp it down. It will be hopefully fitting here. I want it to be placed at exactly that intersection. And that will also now connect it up here. What this one is doing is we are just going to get some power into this one, just making sure that we get some power there. And this one you can see here it's requesting a lot of things. I'm simply going to request all of these things inbound at this point so we can get it. So this replaces all of the production we just meticulously destroyed, and we're just now getting it in. So we replace the inbound from the small smelting area with some dedicated inbounds, because you're going to have these things produced in a dedicated manner on your planet anyway. And then we proceed to the next blueprint. It's so exciting whether it works or not. And that will be going here. Step it down. Wish me luck. And you can see what happens now is that all of these things are now flowing from this location into here. And that means they're now going to be available for the logistics network. They're being provided locally and globally. They will have space warpers when you have that. I'm just preparing for it so that you have it when you get the space warpers. It will also work. This means now all these things are available to any planet in all of your star cluster. That's pretty damn amazing. There's one more quirk to it that I'll be going through as we build all of it, and I'm going to continue. That was number 2. Then let's go number 3 and see if that works. Please work. I'm so scared of it not working. It is so difficult to make these designs, but it can be done. There we go. All of these are now also available to everyone in the network. What is important to do here is that, and we are going to see, these ones are coming in. This one, this should be minimum load of vessel 10%. And I'm going to put these in, and I'm going to put this in. Minimum load of drones, 100% at least. And over here, I'm going to put vessels in, if you have those at this point, otherwise don't. And I'm going to set down to 10% because that means it can, in the late game, you don't want to get more than 100 of each of those being brought out. On the next part, I will be getting there. That is number 3 we just built, and that's build number 4. That is coming in here. Looking good. And that is going to give us more items coming in. I'm going to make sure that we get it powered like that. And you can see here, things are flowing in here. I'm going to put these in here for good measure. And of course, some of them will be producing extremely slowly. And right now they're not producing anything. The reason why they're not producing anything is because I don't have the stuff coming in. But that is something we're going to be solving with the last one. That is here on number 5 will be beautifully adding just what we need right where we need it. There, this one will now be requested. Oh, I need to put that. Demand. Yeah, did we put stuff in here? Yes, we did. Did we put stuff in here? Yes, we did. So what we've done, what we're doing now, what this one is, I will also go over here. And then if we request all the things we want, I'm going to put in some drones because I'm only requesting this locally. I'm going to put in some vessels because they're going to be shipping them off. And this one will be request. All of these will now be set to request. All of these will be set to request. Now this is also, remember, this will be very late game, so you probably don't have it. Well, you don't have all these things yet, but they will be going in and they will be finding their way to all of these things here. And as you then, once this has been built once, then you can go in and go facilities. We can upgrade that there, so they become just a wee bit faster. What we're seeing here is that in here we get these coming in. They're going to be taken in. They will then be tried to be put in here where I'm going to be making super magnetic ring if I'm requesting them, but of course we're not requesting them at the beginning. So in this case, we're going to have a mix of both. Yeah, okay, this in the beginning, this one, you won't have that recipe and you won't have this recipe. So what happens is that all of this and all of this is not going to be built. This one will fill up here and it will be going in for storage and distribution to other locations. But I built it like this so that when you have the other recipes, it's going to be super easy for you to replace it and remove these two little bypasses and then change that filter. You'll figure that out, but it's designed for the late game, but it's certainly workable for the early and mid game here. what this means, as we now see all of these things are coming in, we now have everything being produced here, everything being available to anywhere in our star cluster. All of these things are beautifully available in the star cluster, and yeah, you can just request it now from any polar hub. That is another thing that we built in the first blueprint tutorial, and also on a polar hub tutorial that I have on my channel as well. So what you have here, this is basically what you need for everything. So anything that is built here is now available to anywhere. I absolutely love that idea. Love that idea. Okay, we're not getting enough iron inbound. That's just, well, that is what it is. It is coming in, but it's being consumed in the beginning. That's what it is. So I hope that you enjoyed it. It's unfortunately nighttime again. It's always just turned nighttime, even though I start during the day. And I'll provide these blueprints. They are available, so you can stamp them down, build them in, and build them in the sequence that fits you the best. With the whole upgrading and when to do that, it depends on how you build things. But I would recommend running Mark II belts, Mark III sorters, Mark II assemblers. Whenever possible, you can do that. So I will hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed this video, if you found it educational, entertaining, informative, innovative, whatever it is, hit the like button, and also subscribe to the channel if you want more tutorials and videos. If you have good ideas or bad ideas for things you want tutorials on, then let me know. The obvious next thing is going to be the remaining, so that we have everything, every single building crafted and available anywhere in the galaxy. That's going to be our objective, so that's going to be the next stage, and that will be an improvement to the one I'm using in my Twitch series as well. So even if you're following the Twitch series, then you will see that there's an upgrade and an improvement to that phase as well. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and as always, stay effective.